it's my birthday! Or it will be my birthday, the day this video is up. Friday, March the 13th is my birthday. I was gonna say this year, but it's my birthday every year, that day. It's just not always on Friday, you know. So, because it's my birthday, I decided to do something a little different. I'm not playing a game in this video. This video, I am just going to talk a little bit about me, I guess, and about this channel, and I guess kind of why I'm doing this a little bit, anyway. Not that I have to explain myself, but I just think it's, kind of a nice thing if, you guys kind of get to know who I am a little bit, and maybe understand why I'm here and what I'm doing and what I want to do with this channel. I tried to do this 2 years ago, almost exactly 2 years ago. And I did then because I didn't really have a job. I had little tiny part-time or like independent contractor type work that I was doing, which made enough to barely pay my bills for like car payments and phone and gas, because that was about all I was paying, because I was lucky enough to be living with family at the time. But it was also just, work that I obviously didn't like. I didn't want to do it. It was just something I had to do to pay my bills. And still I was losing all my money so quickly, with everything else I have to pay for. And it was a really, really, really bad time for me at that point, because I was losing my money. I was living, in a place that wasn't mine, and I felt like I was such a burden, like I shouldn't even be there, and it was just not a good time for me. And I felt like I didn't have any control, basically, and I was losing everything. So I thought, I have a laptop, I have games that I play, I know how to record things. Why don't I just make some videos and put on YouTube? Because I can. I didn't think past that. That was all I was thinking of at the time. Just to kind of feel like I had some semblance of control in my life, and maybe that's not the best reason to do that, but it gave me something to do that wasn't me thinking about what I was losing. I'm going to try not to get too emotional in this video, but I know I'm going to, and I'm sorry. But I made a few videos, and I was going to make it like a vlog type channel plus games. And I put a few of them up, and then luckily around that time I also got a job. The job that I still have now. A good full-time job. And I intended to try to keep doing that on top of the job, but this job was a lot more physical than I had before, and it was the first real full-time job I'd had in a while. So it became apparent very early on when I first started that I was always exhausted when I came home from work. And there was no way I was going to be able to do this on top of work, because I was just too tired, and I was okay with that. I took down the videos that I did put up, and I just said, okay, that's fine. And it wasn't the first time I'd done anything on YouTube. I still have other things on YouTube. I've had several other channels before. I've been making videos on YouTube since I was like 13 or 14. And they just weren't original content. Like, it was fan video stuff. Like, I edited videos all the time since I was in junior high and beginning of high school. They started out as crappy PowerPoints made with pictures set to music that I was just doing because I was bored and I needed to make something, which is something that I didn't realize I had a passion for. It was just something that I did because I didn't know what else to do. And as I got older and as technology got better, I started making them with actual footage from shows, and I was making fan videos for different shows and TV. Oh, those are the same thing. TV shows and movies that I liked. And I did that for years. And then I was forced to make a new account on YouTube when certain things took over and I wasn't capable of logging into my old one again. And I did the same thing. I keep hitting my microphone. Oops. I keep making fan videos, which I love. I love editing. I love making videos. And I've even gone to conventions for TV shows that I like, that I made videos for, that I submitted, that I was one of the winners for, and they would show my video to everyone in the convention. Sometimes even the actors see them, and you get like certificates and gift cards from the company running the convention. And that was cool. The conventions in Chicago that I went to for a few years in a row, and I think it was three years in a row that I went, or at least 3 years that I went. There might have been a skip in there at some point, but 3 years that I went and I submitted and I won, or was one of the winners there. And that was so surreal for me, to sit in a room with like thousands of people and watch something that you made play in front of them. Like, we all watched it together. And just to have people's reactions to it while you're in the room with them is so weird. But it was so cool. And a kind of experience that you can't really explain, and it's hard to understand unless you've been in it. And I've had that before, just to kind of try to talk in a big circle here about what I'm doing. Because when I was in high school, I took a multimedia class where the whole purpose of the class was to make short films. We did 2 a semester, and we did everything for those films. We were basically YouTubers before that was a big thing, except we didn't put them on YouTube. But we did everything in that class. Like, we were taught how to use cameras, and we were given an editing program, and they said, here it is, figure it out. And this is the day you have to turn in a finished product. And they kind of went over a writing with us, and basically we had to write our scripts, pitch our scripts, find actors to be in our movies, rent out our equipment from the class, film it, get permission to film it at a location, edit it, present it, and be graded on it ourselves. Like, it was all us. And you could ask the teachers, obviously, if you needed help with the equipment not working or something, but they weren't there to do it for you. They weren't there to baby you. They were there to tell you when it was due. And if you got a technical issue with your laptop that you were using or your equipment not working, that's all they were there for. They'd probably give advice if you wanted to ask, but they weren't going to tell you what to do. That's not how the class worked. And honestly, I loved that class. That class, I wish, could just be my life, because I loved it. And it really made me aware of my passions for this. Like, I had been editing for like 4 years before that, with other things online at home, just in my free time. And I knew I liked doing that, but I was also just using like Windows Movie Maker. I wasn't using like professional equipment. And this was the first class we got to do that, and they were showing us how to use Photoshop. We made movie posters that we hung up in the hallways. And at the end of the year, we had a big film festival where the teachers picked a lot of the best videos or movies from different types of genres, and they showed them at the festival in front of the town, basically. And my first movie that I made for the year was in the festival, and that was just another instance of sitting in a theater with thousands of other people watching this thing that you created, that you did, that you wrote, you filmed, You edited, you finished. Like, this was your thing that you made solely out of an idea you had, and you got it done. And there, people are watching it and appreciating it. And that feeling is amazing. And for me, it wasn't even about people seeing it. It was about just doing it, because I don't do this for other people. Generally, I'm doing this for me. If other people enjoy it, that's great. I want people to like what I do. I want people to be entertained. I want them to, feel something or think about something. That's why I also wanted to be an actor growing up. I like to entertain and cause some kind of reaction from some people. And, doing that in this class was great. And it was a lot for me, and a big realization about what I really wanted to do. I went to college initially for theater, and that was what I wanted to do. I wanted to be on stage. I wanted to act, and then I also really liked the production side of it as well, and the painting of the sets and building sets and working backstage. All of that was also so much fun, and the first time I felt like I'd found a purpose in my life and found a home that I really felt a part of. But I could only go there for 1 year before financial aid kind of screwed me out of it. So after that, I ended up going to a community college for radio and TV broadcasting, which was like a slim version of the class I took in high school, because the class in high school was just an extremely well done class that taught you more than I learned in the college, the 1.5 year degree, other than the radio side of that degree, because that was new. But I got an associate's degree in that, radio, TV, broadcasting, and I couldn't get a job in that either. I tried for years to get a job in that field, and it was just not going to work. And I've moved states a couple times since then, and I've just been looking to do something again where I'm creating, because that's the only time I feel happy. It's the only time I feel accomplished and like I'm doing something important that I want to do. And I've been writing since I was in junior high. I write all the time. I have lots of ideas. I have lots of things in my head that I would love to create into something, because that's what I do. I'm a creator. I haven't had a lot up publicly, but I want to. And I want to make things. I want to do things, like what I've done before. The reason that I've kind of started it again, why, it's been 2 years, and why now am I suddenly doing this YouTube thing again, and why this passion and drive to create has awoken again, is because the teacher that I had for that multimedia class was also my band director in high school, and like a music teacher for grade school, because I lived in a very small town where teachers did a lot of different things. And this teacher was the most influential teacher and person I ever knew in my life. And he'd been a teacher in my town for decades. He had thousands of students that would say the same thing about him, that he changed their life, that he was the reason they did so many things, because he was just naturally good at teaching and being inspirational. And I'm getting very emotional about it, because at the beginning of this year, in January, he passed away. And it had been something that we knew was coming, because he had cancer, and It had been real bad when they found it, and it was years before that. But it was still shocking because he meant a lot to a lot of people, and to me. He helped so many people get where they are and to achieve great things, not because he, pulled them along or like made them do things or because he knew the right people all the time. Like, he might do some of those things, but that wasn't why. Everybody did it on their own, but they did it because he recognized something in these people and was able to help them learn how to. He was able to help these people learn how to use their talents and get past any blockages they might have personally to achieve what they wanted. And, that's how a good leader and inspiration should be. They don't make you do something. They don't do it for you. They show you that you have the ability to do it yourself and give you the proper tools to make that happen. And then you do it on your own. Because you can. And I wish I had lived closer to where he was. So I could have gone to, the funeral and everything. It's just not possible where I am now, and I feel horrible about that. And that was just a couple months ago, but but because of that, I sort of thought, I like my job. I like where I am. But if I'm doing what I really, really want to do, what I know I can do, what I want to really do to be happy, it would be to make things. And it's not real specific. I know right now, like, gaming Let's Plays aren't super difficult to edit or, create. They're not the peak of creativity or anything, but it's something. I'm doing something. And I love playing games. I've been playing games my whole life. And, I'm starting somewhere and doing what I can do. In the future, I want to create stories, they don't have to always be like movies, but like some sort of story, some short film or video or something that I have. And I have things that I've written that I would love to film and make a reality in the future. And when I get the ability to do that, I want to. I plan to. But, everybody's got to start somewhere. And I also love to game. So I will be doing that as well. But yeah, I want to create again because that's when I feel the best. And I want to make my teacher proud. And the best way to do that, answering a question honestly about whether or not you're happy. And in general, I could say yes right now because things aren't terrible, but the only time I really do feel happy and could honestly say I'm happy is when I'm doing things that are more of my passion and more of what I really want to do, which is creating. So, until I can do that, I'm going to keep working on here. And even when I am happy, I'm going to keep going because obviously that's the goal in everyone's life, right? Just to be happy. I want to make things. And I have the skill set and knowledge to do that. It's been many years since I have made any kind of film or anything like that. But I know how to do it. And I want to, and why not? So, happy birthday to me. I am here and I intend to be here and I'm going to be playing lots of games in the near future, making videos for that. And whenever the ability for me to start really making the big project type things that I want to make, I will let you know. And I will be really excited about it when that becomes a possibility. Also, today, because it's my birthday and I'm not doing any kind of Let's Play video for this first one, I do have another video that will be coming out today at 1. That was me trying to play Half Dead 2. Well, I did play for about an hour and a half. But my game audio didn't record. And when I put all my footage on my external hard drive to move it to my computer I could edit on, I somehow lost my external hard drive going from my apartment to my car to drive to somewhere else to do other things. And I don't know how that happened. I've had that external hard drive for like 10 years, but I lost it. I couldn't find it in my car. It wasn't outside. I don't know what happened to it. It's gone. So I lost all my gameplay footage. So all I have is my face cam reacting. And so it's about 5 minutes of me looking like an idiot that I am. So enjoy that later today. It's only about 5 minutes, so it's fine. And I will see you back again next week. Every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, I will have a video for you. And hopefully this is the beginning of some good stuff coming down the road. And if you want to see it, subscribe and join me along on this journey. Thank you for watching.